What's going on, guys? Welcome back to WWE Network and show where I, Graham G.S. Matthews, break down all the original content I watch on the WWE Network and on Peacock. And today we're talking the July 24th, 2023 edition of Raw Talk. Megan Morant back on this episode after taking some time off for that kidney operation that she had, donating a kidney to someone who needed it, which is pretty commendable, pretty amazing. Glad to have her back so soon. She only had the operation, I think, not this past weekend, but the weekend before that, I think. So pretty cool to have her back here alongside Matt Camp. To open up the episode, they run down the biggest headlines from Monday's show, including replaying the Ricochet-Logan Paul face-off, making their match official for SummerSlam next weekend. We hear from Ricochet in the back with Jackie Redmond, who is the now new official backstage interviewer for Raw and on Raw Talk as well. So she's still on Raw Talk, as I've said, just in a different form. Ricochet said that he was thrilled that Logan Paul accepted his invitation to appear on Raw last night and to show up, except he kept him waiting, and then he got pissed. But then he kind of said that, he wanted to lay him out from behind to Logan Paul. Ricochet flipped the table, kind of flipped the switch on him. He was the one standing tall on Monday night, and he said it's going to be the same story at SummerSlam, which it won't be, with Logan Paul laid out again and Ricochet walking away victorious. In the studio, they hyped the match, which I'm looking forward to. I think Logan Paul had said somewhere that he wants to open the show so he can leave in time for his brother's fight that same night, so I wouldn't be surprised, given the star that Logan Paul is in the grand scheme of things, that if he asked management for that, then he's probably going to be granted it. And also, not to mention, it would make for a great opener to the show, so I can't really complain. Anyway, Matt Camp did say that Ricochet is focusing too much on Logan Paul's background. It just has to focus on what's on tap here, because Logan Paul has proven himself in the ring, which they kind of acknowledge here. They acknowledged in this segment when they were talking about it. As far as having great matches with Rollins, Roman Reigns, The Miz, among others, he hasn't won a match actually in WWE since SummerSlam last year. He lost the Money in the Bank last month, or earlier this month, rather. He failed against Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. He lost the Royal Rumble match. He failed to beat Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship, a crown jewel, last November. He has not won a match since August of last year, almost exactly 1 year at SummerSlam a year ago. So he kind of has to win this match, and I assume he will. They also hype up Brock Lesnar's return after 2 weeks away to Raw next week. They also recap Tommaso Ciampa's loss to Bronson Reed on Monday night. Bronson Reed tells Jackie Redmond backstage, or Byron, I forgot who it was. I think it was Jackie. But regardless, he says that his confidence level is big, going off his new nickname, Big Bronson Reed, which is fucking dumb, but whatever. He keeps racking up victories, and he says the tsunami is unbeatable. He proved that again on Monday night. And he says that Ciampa, if he wants to beat him, is going to have to bring more next time. They recap Dominic Mysterio's successful defense of the NXT North American Championship against Sami Zayn last night, as well as the Rhea Ripley attack on Liv Morgan. I had read actually that Kevin Owens and Liv are both actually legitimately hurt, which is why they were kind of written off last night, which sucks, but hopefully they're not out for too long. Matt Camp kind of recaps the rest of the Judgment Day dominance on Monday night. They also replay the Drew McIntyre-Gunther face-off, as well as the Drew McIntyre-Ludwig Kaiser match, which resulted in a McIntyre win. They hype up Gunther and McIntyre for the Intercontinental Championship at SummerSlam. We hear from Riddle real quick, which I'm not exactly sure why. He attempted to save McIntyre on the show last night, but that was really the only role he had on the show. Riddle's just kind of an afterthought at this point. He's really just McIntyre's buddy, who's an ally in the battle against Imperium. That's about it. So I'm not really sure why he was interviewed here, especially since he didn't really say anything of a note. He just said it was a 50-50 night where he got beat up and McIntyre got the better of Gunther and Imperium, blah, blah, blah. He also shows off these new jeans he bought in Mexico that he was wearing on the show last night, as well as in this segment, and that was it. So kind of a pointless interview. They replay the ending to the show that saw Judgment Day stand tall over Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn following the World Heavyweight Championship contract signing for SummerSlam. They hype up Rollins and Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam. And Matt Camp brings up that Balor's short reign with the Universal Championship 7 years ago. Crazy to think it's been that long. I was at that show when he won the championship, as well as the Raw the next night where he had to vacate it. But Camp says that that short reign is probably eating at Balor, and he has a chance to wreck the reign of Rollins at SummerSlam. I love the alliteration there. And Megan Morant says that it's going to be a tough night for Rollins if Judgment Day is united come SummerSlam, continues to be united come SummerSlam, which they kind of teased a little bit of tension at the end of Raw on Monday with Damian Priest holding up the briefcase, Balor giving him a look. So it's not completely, it's not all great. Not everything is going great within Judgment Day. They're kind of still hinting subtle tension within the group, which is awesome. Anyway, they plug Rey Mysterio, Titus O'Neil, and Alpha Academy for the bump on Wednesday for anyone who watches. And that was about it. Pretty solid edition of Raw Talk here, recapping what I thought was a solid Raw on Monday night. The Riddle interview was pretty pointless, but it was great hearing from Bronson Reed. And Ricochet has gotten more mic time lately between Raw Talk and Raw, and backstage interviews and shit, in the last month alone than he probably has at any other point in his entire WWE run. Not the greatest talker, but he still is improving, and it's nice to see him get a chance, so that's great too. Thank you guys for checking out my review of Raw Talk for this week for July 24th, 2023. I appreciate it. Be sure to like the video, drop a comment, share the video, and subscribe to the channel for more daily content. Have an awesome rest of your week, folks. Check out all the other Raw Talk reviews and WWE Network and Chill videos in the description box down below. I'm Graham G. Matthews, and I'll catch your ass down the road.